Hello, I'm Dr. Laura Murillo, President and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. It's my great pleasure to welcome our City Council member at large, position one, Julian Ramirez, who's been very involved with our chamber, very engaged. He's got a couple of items he wants to talk about as it relates to City Council. Good morning, Council member.
Good morning, Laura. How are you?
Excellent, thank you. Doing all we can to support business and our corporate partners here in the greater Houston region.
We appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Well, let's get started. I know that you've got a lot of things on your agenda that are coming up quickly, and one is around ethics. Tell us a little bit about some of the things that you'd like to discuss.
Sure. Well, I'd like the voters to have as much information as possible when they go to the polls. And one of the things I saw when I ran last time was that some candidates don't bother to file campaign finance reports, and nothing is done about it. The only way we found out was that the Chronicle did some research and tried to inform the public when that occurred. And that is a serious breach of ethics in my mind. And so there are things we can do at the city government level to make things better and to make sure the voters have information. And so one of the proposals involves having the city secretary let the public know and let the Texas Ethics Commission know when a candidate does not file a campaign finance report.
And from your perspective, why is this important as it relates to constituents? Why do they deserve to know this?
Because I think constituents need to know where candidates are getting their funding, because it says a lot about their priorities and their motives for running. And it's just information that the voters need to have when they go to the polls.
Thank you so much. Well, I know we have been working with the City of Houston, Harris County, Public Works, etc., to pull together what we are calling an infrastructure summit and expo, and that's going to be held next month. It's on our website. We are hoping to bridge this gap between these multi-billion-dollar projects and architects, contractors, project managers, and others. And so we are very interested in continuing our work with the city to make sure that people are aware of what's happening and how they can be part of the selection process with primes as subs, etc. So why don't you talk to us a little bit about some of the infrastructure conversations you'd like to have?
Sure. And that is so important that with all the work that is going to be done over the next few years, that the people that have to do that work that we depend on get as much information about the process. There has been a lot of discussion this year about the MWBE program and changes to it, and how are we going to protect small businesses and make sure that they have a role to play in all this construction that we're going to have. So those are great efforts. I applaud you for that. We're also looking at transparency in the way capital improvements are done. What I would like to see is have council members and the public know when changes are made, because sometimes these things are done sort of behind the scenes and they catch people by surprise. I'd like to avoid that by enacting some transparency measures.
Excellent. And what are some of the important things that are coming up the pike, as for example, within the city, some of these big infrastructure projects that people should be aware of, and where do they get more information?
Well, as you know, our water system is under great stress, and so we've got a number of projects going on that would shore up our water system and make sure that we don't have boil water notices the way we have in the past. Make sure that our port continues to have the water it needs, and our medical center continues to have the water it needs. And so this can involve a lot of construction, a lot of dollars being spent, and that just scratches the surface of what's going on in the city.
Well, thank you so much for this and so much more. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience?
Well, we just appreciate so much what you guys do at the chamber to encourage business. That is the engine that keeps Houston going. It's the reason, I think, opportunity that is, that people come to Houston, they stay here, and they thrive here. That is what Houston is all about. It's a city of opportunity. We need to keep it that way.
Well, thank you to you and all of your team for all that you do every day for Houstonians. We'll see you very soon.